wanders through the Lake District, bagging Wainwrights and outlying fells. With his trusty IBs, a cap, and rugged good looks, his name is Dave Ostor, the Mountain Man. He wanders through the Lake District, bagging Wainwrights and outlying fells. With his trusty IBs, a cap, and rugged good looks, his name is Dave Ostor, the Mountain Man.
Welcome back to another video, and I think we've got a super special day today. I know Dave Allen isn't buying a second pint, but we're parked at Seathwaite and there's probably a 70% chance of an inversion. It's Monday morning. Yesterday, Sunday, everyone was taunting me with their inversion pictures on Facebook. I think it was blankets throughout the Lake District all day, but we're going up to pick up 4 fells today. Don't think there's any Wainwrights. We're doing Broad Crag and Ill Crag, but Ill Crag via a new route of Cockley Pike Ridge, a bit of a scramble before we return via the corridor route and pick up Middleboot knots and around Hause, a couple of new singes that I do need. But yeah, this is Seathwaite Fell directly in front there, so we're basically going to be doing a loop of Seathwaite Fell and Great End without actually visiting them. Nippy lal morning, mid-October now, well into autumn, and yeah, looking promising. Here we are once again at Stockley Bridge. I've said before, no YouTuber has ever crossed this bridge without filming it. You do get demonetised. Dave's already done it. But anyway, that was quite a tough drive in this morning. Couldn't see a thing, and dark night now as well, so you can't tell what you're driving into. But yeah, very slow progress. Sadly, a lot of this cloud is not remaining, unfortunately. There is still some on the tops there, so we may get some sort of inversion, but hopes are still high. But anyway, straight ahead here is the path up to Styhead Tarn and Great Gable. We're cutting a left this time, up Ruddy Gill towards Great End direct. Find the path over Hause down to the base of Cockley Pike. So we're making short work of this path up to Ruddy Gill, and Great End's in the sun, starting to make an appearance now, so fairly quick. Looking back down the valley, there is a layer of mist there. Couldn't really detect it walking through. It's quite interesting. There's certainly one there. It does look like there's some burning across from Sprinkling Tarn there. But I like this path. It's one of those paths where it's normally one you use at the end of a walk. So 2 or 3 times I've been on it previously, I'm knackered and I'm like not even looking about, you know. This is quite pleasant, enjoying it. Right, yeah, so Dave just pointed out there, just sitting here, we can now see a massive inversion just engulfing Skiddaw Little Man, I think, over there. That's what I've drove through this morning, just couldn't see a thing. Sadly it's dissipated in here a bit, but hopefully down in Wasdale and maybe down into the Great Moss there's a chance of it being blanket cloud. But yeah, hopefully we can tick off a broken spectre today, or a broken spectre as Dave calls it. Right, coming up to an hour in and 2 miles just about, making short work of this progress up towards Hause. This is, like I say, looking for Seathwaite Fell. Around onto Allen Crags to our left, Glaramara. As we're approaching Hause here. There isn't much in terms of path up Cockley Pike Ridge. We've watched a number of videos, there aren't many, and it does look kind of make your own way up it. But first we have to drop down to it over this Hause down into the Great Moss. That's the bit that looks a bit sketchy to me. There isn't much of a path down there, but I'm sure we'll manage. Approaching the doom wall of Great End, very foreboding as you approach it here. Time to flag in the valley, which is a good sign. Bear with me, like I say, I've never experienced a cloud inversion before, so it's all new to me. This is learning. Yesterday on Facebook, while I was working, we had blanket clouds, like I say, across the whole lakes, and everyone on the Facebook groups and whatnot were taunting me with their pictures. It's awful, you know. I think I've been on 185 walks in the last 4 years and never had one, let alone a Brocken Spectre or a Fogbow. But one little inversion would do for me. And that one, just the little skidder and little man there taunting me. Fingers across. Today's the day. Right, so we've just been informed by a young fella there who just camped on Bow Fell last night, or just below, but we still do have inversion conditions up here. We're looking down into Ruddy Gill now. I can film more of this path today. Previous times I've barely filmed it because, like I say, I normally use this path to come back down on, and you don't really care by that point. A better shot here of the wall of Great End, and I do believe there's a few high graded scrambles up here, although people I know have died on that route. Don't know if I want to get into that or not. That's very dramatic, isn't it? I bet nobody walks up there. No idea where that goes to. But anyway, this path will take you up to Hause, and behind us over the dip there is Sprinkling Tarn. Well, you might be thinking, Dave, it's clagging in. You promised us an inversion. Ah, when you go to an inversion, I've heard, you've got to walk through a layer of clag. So yeah, your heart sinks a little. It's like, oh, are we going to pop out? We're not going up Great End today, but that's definitely poking out. I'm a bit concerned you can't see Great Gable over here. So hopefully the cloud isn't too high where we're going. There's a little point down there. And Dave was saying it looks like a mini steeple. It does. It's very dramatic down here. Don't know what reason you'd ever go down there, but yeah, might be worth exploring one day. Okay, here we are at Hause. We're just going to have a break here for about 10 minutes. Sadly, we're in full clag, so it's just above us, the inversion. I think we're going to be in it quite a bit longer as well, so we need to drop down just into the Great Moss to find Cockley Pike Ridge. So yeah, I only think we're going to get a view when we get on the top of Ill Crag. Right, so we're just heading down from Hause in a southerly direction. There's not much in terms of path, but we do have sort of a GPX, as you can see, and we're sticking to that, and this is taking us down into the Great Moss. There we go, we just dropped onto something a bit more substantial now and used. Ah dear. Here we go, there are some cairns built just to loosely mark the way, but there's nothing concrete really to get down here. Just following the side of this gill here. So this is not a very pleasant path down into the Great Moss. Like I say, I can't imagine it's walked too many times, but it's all over the place, and because the rocks have a layer of dew on them today, they're quite slippy. We're just sort of forcing our way down this gill here. It's an experience, but probably not one I'll do again. We are losing 150 to 200 metres of ascent here. Find the start of this hike very dramatic, and really enjoying it. Just got the ridge walk to come, a bit apprehensive about that as it's a new route. I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, it's quite the experience coming down here. So starting to open up now, and we're on some sort of a stable path, but that wasn't fun coming down there. I wouldn't advise it. Right, so we've dropped about 300-400 feet there from Hause. Not a pleasant path, but we've now got views. We've dropped out of the Crag into the Great Moss. It's nice to see it from this angle, an area we've explored earlier this year. Well, this is looking up to Cockley Pike, and a ridge should be going up here somewhere, all the way up to Ill Crag. Wow, this is nice now. Still fingers crossed for that inversion on top though. My heart is sinking a little. It does look kind of thick up there now. But anyway, we'll see what we get. We are more or less down to about 500 meters now, so quite some descent for this fun ridge. But anyway, we can't see any form of cairn really sticking out marking the way, so we're just going to head to this crag here and try and pick our way up. So yeah, there's nothing marking the route up this Cockley Pike ridge that we can see. There isn't much of a trod either, so I think we're just going to start making our way up as safely as possible. Like I say, there are wide contours in sections, so we'll stick to those. Intimidating, but that's the way we go. Oh, fairly brutal. There is no path. There's nothing you can plot in this area, but we're just trying to can't using these grassy rakes to get up there. Quite tough. I think you can make it harder if you want to. There's a few crag edges you can go up, but we'll just take the line of least resistance, I think. So we're on course. Like I say, there is absolutely no formal way up here. I think the video we watched is you can just go straight up the crag faces, but I think we're just going to use the rakes where possible just to make life a bit easier. It'll all lead to the same spot. Say goodbye to the views again. I'll get through this crag. Wow. This is quite steep, but a lot of fun. Right, so we've came to the first decision point, so we've just consulted the map. I believe there is a bit of a chute here, and this is going up Yorkshire Rake Crags, did you say? Yeah, and should be some way up to the summit that way. Like I say, I think I've seen other videos where you can make it as hard as you want. I guess if you want to scramble, you scramble, but it does look warped here, so we'll just stick to the trods where possible. Right, so there is a bit of a trod here, so we are going in the right direction, I think. Nice wet. Incidentally, we've missed Cockley Pike summit, but it's not a classified fell. We just must have bypassed it accidentally. Not easy in this clag to spot things. Hard enough to find a route going up. I guess you could work your way up there, but yeah, grassy rake here.
I've just seen a spider there crawl in front of me, and he probably thought, I'll be safe to go for it now, won't I? Yeah. And then all of a sudden...
You stood on it. But look, this is a good sign. If you're ever lost, sheep drop-ins.
Yeah, because sheep never go into daft places.
They don't know. I couldn't believe you touched that pile of shit on Kin.
I didn't touch it.
You did.
I didn't touch it. I'd hovered over it.
Don't copy this route. We're just kind of using a bit of initiative and experience now. Try to make the work as easy as possible. There are trods. Like I say, there are rock faces that you can scramble up, but I prefer to stick to the grass when, and it does look like there's a trod going up here, so Well, this is probably as exciting as a claggy video can get. Anyway, a bit of a rake there. Right, we're trying to stick to these grassy rakes as much as possible, avoiding any solid rock. It can be a bit dangerous, so pick our way through these crags here, hopefully. Right, zigzagging our way up the crags. Dave calls it. Oh, dear God. That doesn't look too bad. God, I never thought when I was first starting out mountain hiking I'd end up somewhere like this. It wasn't on my radar, but here we are. Why, some ran all fines. I tell you what, we'll bring Ashley back here next year, huh? He'd love this. Breeze up it, wouldn't he? There's a bit of a boulder field here just below the summit. It's hard to see, but we think the easiest way is going to be heading towards this shoulder up here and using the natural slope of the ridge to get up. But yeah, it is just make your own way. It's whatever you're most comfortable with. It's getting brighter. There is blue sky up there. Just fingers crossed there's enough more mountain to pop out into it. I'm sceptical. I always am now. Oh yeah. This is good fun now. Oh, gee. Just if you are coming up here, make sure the person walking with you is not directly behind you, because a lot of these are big bloody rocks and they are loose and they'll go flying. There's a rock up there with a beam of sunlight on it. That's where the hope lies. Don't ask for a GPX map of this route because it'll be getting deleted. There isn't an official way, like I keep saying. You just have to use your initiative. We're almost there. Another 100 feet. Right, I think we're just about up this final gully here. And that's just about it, I think. Great fun, even without views. Taxing though, quite taxing. Brought us right pretty much on the Birkett summit of Ill Crag, which is the lower of the two at 930 metres, I believe it is. The tallest summit's just across the way there. Sadly, we're still in the Clag. Knee inversion, but only just, yeah. It's very bright, but here we are. That was some route. It was wonderful. There's the higher summit just across the way there that we'll visit as well once we've had the old fist bump. Well done, Birkett. Well done, Dave.
Oh, that's fully deserved, wasn't it?
Fully deserved.
Bloody hell.
I wasn't expecting to come right on the summit, but that's a bonus.
What a ridge.
Yeah. How can bloody Skidder be out of the Clag and have a beautiful version around it, and we're here on just as big a mountains and not have it? A bit unfortunate. But anyway, we're back on actual paths now. I'm just going to nip up and pick the high point up of Ill Crag before we have our first cup of tea of the day. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. And here we are, just approaching the ultimate high point of Ill Crag at 935 metres. Sadly, we're still just in the Clag. That could all change though. Anyway, time for a cup of tea. Is that a fog bow? Does that tick that off? It's quite a big one, isn't it?
Yeah, it shows up really well on camera,
I think Dave says that's a fog bow, so I've never had one of them before. It's quite a big one. So we just had a nice 20-minute break there on Ill Crag. Sadly no views, but one of the few fells that you don't really need them on. The route up was a lot of fun. I think I've given you a good account of it. So anyway, we're just going to pick our way down here, and just a 10-minute walk over to Broad Crag, which I'll be filming very little on because I'm actually terrified of that mountain because it nearly claimed my GoPro the last time I was on it. But anyway, it's a different story. Right, so that's just back onto the tourist track up to Scrambling Pike, but first we need to go to Broad Crag to the right here. It's kind of just make your own way, guided by these cairns in the mist. So just branched off the main path marked by cairns, and it's kind of a make your own way up to the summit of Broad Crag. It is quite fun, although I'm not going to film much more on here because if you drop something on this mountain, you've pretty much lost it. Just up here. Here we are, just approaching the summit of Broad Crag. I said I wasn't going to film, but we do have my very first inversion. Look at this. There's a nice R-shaped rock here, which represents the summit, I think. Well done, Dave.
Well done, pal.
Boom.
Oh, look at that.
Ill Crag's coming out. Scrambling Pike just here. Oh god, I don't even know what that is over there.
Skidder. Skidder, little man.
Oh. Where do I film, everybody? We're not leaving here, rest of the walk's cancelled, we camp. Look at that. England's highest peak, Scrambling Pike, 978 metres. That's where we've just came from, Ill Crag. Blanket clouds. You know, I cannot identify these mountains. I've never seen them like this before. I think even Great End's covered in the clag. And that's at 910 metres. There we go, Great Gables just appeared from the clag there apparently. What we're saying that is over there, Pillar, do you think, maybe?
Well in the distance, Grassmore.
Grassmore,
Pillars in that big bank of cloud there.
Is it? Alright. New fells are just appearing. You've got to be above sort of 850 metres at least to be getting something. There isn't many fells on display here. This one's 935 that we're on. That's 935, 978, 910. Great End just a poking out of the cloud there. And like I say, Great Gables 899. Skidder's 900 in the distance there. So yeah. Dave's just saying, if you're anywhere in the Lake District that isn't above 850 metres, you think it's a crap day. Peeling our way off Broad Crag. How about that? My worst moment ever on a mountain was on Broad Crag. My best moment ever on a mountain, also Broad Crag. I wonder if Glaramar will forgive me at some point this year. I doubt it. But anyway, let's just drop to the call. We're not going to Scrambling Pike today. We're just going to drop down and pick up 2 remaining singes along the corridor route, Middleboot Knots and round Hause. Right, so that's looking back up to Broad Crag, and isn't much of a path here, but plenty of cairns to guide your way down to the call there. You can see why people go astray in the clag in here. Right, so we're just about at the call now. We're going to take a right down here, pick up the corridor route. I think just behind us there, I think we've got the top of the Crinkle Crags poking out. Oh, we can see Lingmel now, I think, just poking out down here. Every time you look at something new making an appearance, it's like the mountains are just being born. But I think we're heading back down to the clag sadly, so I've got a feeling that everything from this point is going to be a little anticlimactic, but we've got what we wanted. Here is that call. There is a path down here that will take you down back into the Great Moss, although it isn't pleasant. And there is Pen just off it. This will take you up to England's highest peak. We're going to hook a right here head towards Lingmel, back into the mist. At least it's cool now. It's roasting up there, it's bloody mid-October. Alright, so just watch what you're doing if you are coming down this way. Fuck! Ah, you bastard. It's very slippy. Very good, Dave. We're good. Just watch what you're doing if you're coming down this way from Broad Crag. It's probably the most unpleasant bit of the walk. And we've climbed a pathless rake up a Birkett. Anyway, I'm alright to continue. Looking back up at Scrambling Pike. Broad Crag this side. Yeah, I got a bit too excited there. You know what, euphoria of seeing that inversion. Oh, so many things were running through your mind. You've lost focus for seconds, and yeah, that's how accidents can happen. But anyway, we're just dropping down here onto the corridor route, and we'll try and find the singe of Middleboot knots. Right, so we've just dropped down from that scree path, and we are now on the corridor route, which we need to be heading that way, but 0.13 miles this way is a singe of Middleboot knots, and I've got it roughly plotted, so we'll just head in this direction. Sadly, I don't think we're going to see anything on it. It's just a tick box exercise. Oh, there's a little tarn. I don't plan on coming back to do the corridor route again anytime soon, so even without the views, I'm gonna need to pick these up now, really, just for my own sake. I plan on finishing the whole round of them by December next year, so I'm not gonna have many spare walks to come back. So here it is, just poking out of the clouds. I won't show you much because there's not to see. Right, so for what it's worth, though, we've got a cairn. Here is a new fell today of Middleboot knots, and we would be looking down into Gill here, I believe, but Clag says otherwise.
You can hear Gill.
Yeah, Gill. Hello, Dave.
Hold on, pal.
Middleboot knots. Boom. Right, back to the corridor route. Need time to hang around here once you've recovered from your cramp. Falls, cramps, we had everything today. It's been a tough one. Anyway, one more fell and it's downhill all the way to Round Hause. Back onto the corridor route from the little out and back to Middleboot knots. One more, Round Hause, which is in that direction. Branching off right, there's a bit of a trod here going towards Round Hause. So yeah, I'll be glad to get that ticked off, because these last two singes have been doing me head in. A quite big walk just to pick up these two, so I'm glad it's over with. And I can focus on something else. Right, so we've now identified Round Hause. It's round and it's a bit of a how, but I don't see any paths. You know, let's just go for it. Up the grassy rake. We've done harder things. Just need paths to plot for these last two singes, so I've just kind of drawn lines where the summits are, but I think because it's in the clag it looks higher than it actually is. But yeah, let's work our way up here somehow. Oh, one last little bit of ascent for the road. Oh yeah. Oh, well, here we are. We've got a hell of a cairn. Didn't expect that. For Round Hause, the second and fourth fell of the day, second new fell, a singe, wonderful. So, I'll wait here. Oh, the Round Hause. That's a wrap almost. Can't take him anywhere. Anyway. Lovely that fell. Anyway, shame about the views. Anyway, easy now, just drop down off here, left onto the corridor path, and then back down into Seathwaite. I don't want to leave this fell, it's quite nice. I think I will come back to this one, possibly Middleboot knots at some time in future. Right, so we've came down a bit of an unconventional route from Round Hause, but yeah, using the contours and once again a bit of experience, we've dropped down onto the corridor route, saving a back. He thought we were doing out and backs. I just go one way. It's like he's with a professional guide, he doesn't have to worry about anything. There. No.
I'm not saying anything.
Not seeing anything. He's the one who took me to Cockley Pike Ridge. Not talking now. I've upset it. Right. I'm going to shut up and put the camera away. Still just plodding on the corridor path. It's quite tough actually. I only remember it in snow. I found it much easier. A lot of ups and downs. Well pitched. It's nice. You can see why people use it. Just a bit tough for the end of a walk. There we go. We can more or less see down into Wasdale now. So as good a view as we're going to get, I think. Right, that's us off the corridor route. We're back onto the good track, which is Styhead stretcher box here, past the tarn, all the way back into Seathwaite. So I thought I'd wrap up the adventure from here. Thanks for coming there, appreciate it. 4 new fells, 2 new for me. Broad Crag, Ill Crag, Middleboot knots, and round Hause. So I just want to say thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you back out on the fells very, very soon. Peace.
Peace.